We're coming up on the 5th annual Black Panther Film Festival at Maysles Theater. And the name of that film is Mama C, Urban Warrior in the African Bush. It's a tremendous, tremendous film. Maybe the book trailer. Oh, no.
In my freshly landed, just got off the boat enthusiasm of living in Africa, I tried to blend, to melt, homogenize, disappear, erase the essence of what made me who I was and am, an African, who grew up in and was molded by the hoods of America, and I almost lost myself. Right after I graduated, I ran away from home, and I started living in the Panther Pads. This was at the height of...
You can see from that tidbit that this is going to be a magnificent, magnificent film. And we're going to talk about that. I have my good old friend BJ, an original Black Panther, and we're going to talk about the film festival, a few things happening. We're going to try to get some of those going. I'm just going to give up on the first one. But you can see just from those few seconds that it's a dynamite film. And if you're ready, you guys can roll my opening if that works. I don't know if anything works. And we'll be back. Into the fact where the victim is now the perpetrator and the perpetrator is now the victim. And that just drives me crazy. All right, we are back, bigger, bolder, better than ever from Manhattan Neighborhood Network Studios here on 57th Street, and we are talking about the Black Panther Film Festival that is coming up at Maysles Theater in Harlem. And with me, as always, is my dynamic guest, BJ. And BJ is going to tell us about the film festival, about some of the films that are premiering there. Hopefully, while we're talking, they can see if Panther Baby book trailer is running smoothly. Just don't put the audio up because it'll confuse me. I confuse easily. And with that, I'd like to introduce my guest. What's up, BJ? Hey, how you doing, brother?
How you feeling today,
man?
Thanks for having me, man.
They're killing people on the TV, so we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. All right, nice.
That's still Urban Warrior, Mama C.
Yeah, that's Mama C. That was nice. Nice. It's going to be a dynamic movie.
Yeah, matter of fact, that's going to be on Thursday, October 3rd at 7 p.m.
Tell us about this thing, because I'm looking at some of the stuff you have out here, and we're going to try to get as many trailers in as we can. But just a few trailers you have, I mean, Mama C that we were watching is just exquisite. We got the book signing of Panther Baby. That's going to
be the opening reception.
Yeah, that's Jamal Joseph. That's right. The Irrepressible. You got...
It's so funny, back in the day when Jamal was a Panther, he helped him take over the school, told him burn the school down. Now he's a professor there.
Yeah. With Impact Military Theater, you know, he's all in the theater and he's doing big things, great. You know. He's also annoyingly young looking, you know. I wanted to be the only octogenarian pretty boy in the crowd. You know, and it ain't necessarily so.
Well, he started early. Jamal was 14 when he joined the Black Panther Party.
Right.
I was 19.
I'd probably be like 40, but no, I'm just. You also have a Sweetback now.
Yeah.
You're hoping that Melvin might show up. When would that be?
That's going to be our opening. That's our first film on that September 27th at 7 p.m. Sweetback. It was the first movie.
Sweetback's badass song. I
by
know.
Melvin Van
I
Peebles.
know. That was taboo when I was growing
Oh
up.
man!
That's right.
And he couldn't get no money from the major studios to produce this film. Bill Cosby lent him $50,000, and he raised the money through the community, to his friends, family, maxed out his credit card, because back then there was no film with black stars.
Right,
You know, we played
Right.
subservient roles
Right,
in these
right,
films,
right.
and he, matter of
You
fact,
play a lot of subservient roles today.
Yeah.
You know, but that's another story. I'll get into that as we progress. You know.
Yeah, but it was the first film where a black man was a hero. He
Correct,
won.
correct,
He beat up the cops.
Correct.
And that's why they didn't. That's why they didn't.
But we're
finance
heroes
it.
today. We just like, you know, driving Miss Daisy Butler heroes. You know, that sort of heroes. You know.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I'm gonna talk about it all.
But that also led to the studios picking up the black
Correct,
exploitation
correct,
film,
correct.
because this film back in 1971.
That's funny how they call it
made
black exploitation. They
four
never
point-
call the other
right.
ones white exploitation.
No,
but
yeah. But this led to black people getting roles. People like Richard Roundtree and Shaft. It was because of this movie that he was able to be cast by a major studio.
Mm-hmm.
They followed the footsteps of Melvin and Sam Greeley. Spook
Right.
Who Sat by the Door.
Right.
Those both films showed a black man as a hero, and most of the cast was black people.
But see, when you talk about the history of black film and just black megastars, you have to really deal with the fact that the 60s produced a generation of very bold, dynamic black people intent upon producing their art their own way,
Right.
in spite of it all, telling their own story in spite of it all, and it
Right.
forced white culture to have to deal with it.
Exactly.
Now we come from a philosophy of go along to get along, and we are
Right.
not
No.
producing the same quality of progression for
no.
people at
Not
all and
yet.
whatnot. So you have
Get
to,
along.
right. It's to get along. You produced a few people who made a lot of money.
Sure,
you know.
sure.
And I've heard them talk about that as some sort of defining step that we've made. They seem to forget that there was Negroes with a lot of money even back in slavery time.
Oh, way
You know,
back then.
right? You know,
There was even Negroes with slaves, so.
that's right. That's right. Negroes with slaves.
So,
Negroes
I mean,
who
know,
Frederick Douglass was a slave who ended up as a diplomat. He was the ambassador to Haiti. And slavery was still going on while he was doing this. Right. You know.
And he was a staunch abolitionist.
He was a
so
staunch abolitionist.
was
He
great.
was a staunch abolitionist, you know.
You know, and black people have come so far, but you know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. It's
Well, yeah.
so hard to
yeah,
say that,
yeah. We, in a lot of ways, black people are like that first video. We get to a point and then we start a buffer, you know, and our wheels start spinning. We can't progress,
go.
and you know, sometimes you just got to push it forward in order to get it, because you'll wait there forever for it to buffer.
Well, this is what our film festival is all about, trying to push it forward. We're about educating people to the contradictions of society. Like one of our films is Justifiable Homicide.
Yeah.
You know, in the wake of the Trayvon Martin and Ramarley Graham, you know, in 1971, 1995, Hilton Vega
and Anthony Rosario.
And Anthony Rosario.
Right.
Was shot
Matter of fact,
killed.
it was Rosario. They were cousins.
They were cousins.
And it's
right.
it's
That's right.
Anthony Rosario's mother, Margarita Rosario.
She'll be there too.
Oh, she is magnificent. She is so beautiful and so dynamic. She chased poor Rudy Giuliani all around.
Oh,
New York
and some of
City.
that's in the film too.
Excellent.
It should be. That's September 28th at 4 p.m.
You got to see this. You got to talk to
It's-
this woman. This woman is so dynamic. Many of the things that we refer to when we talk about police homicide of young black and brown people. This movement was spearheaded by the Margarita Rosarios, and it turned into a gigantic movement. And
Yes.
we really don't give this woman the credit that she deserves. As you know, there's a couple of names like, you know, we tend to, whatever the issue of the day is, you know, we get with that. You can get with that, or you can get with this.
Right.
You know,
right,
so
right.
everybody knows Trayvon Martin, but nobody knows Ramarley Graham or Kamani Gray or, you know, all of the other ones. And you have to be like conscious of what's going on, not just like following the TV station telling you what to focus in on, as opposed to honing in on the issue itself. And that's the same thing with Margarita Rosario. She is a legend and a hero, and she needs to be supported. We need to understand her place in this
and her
struggle.
story. I mean, it's
an incredible
crazy
story.
Right. It's a crazy story.
Right.
It was shot 22 times.
Right.
You know, before Amadou Diallo, before the brother in Queens.
Right.
You know,
And they took him and his cousin, Hilton Vega, out.
That's right.
You know,
That's
Anthony and Hilton. You know, and literally broke her heart. You know, just like broke her heart. And I'm dominating the conversation only because I'm so close to her. I love her so much. You know, but she's a fighter. She's just a fighter. You know. I have a story that I wanna. I remember when they were renaming the street after Amadou Diallo, and we even I even showed a clip of her in the night. But they were renaming the street Amadou Diallo Place in the Bronx, and everybody was out there. And they had all these speakers out there. Amadou Diallo's Kadiatou was out there. Kadiatou's daughter was out there. Ruba Diaz was out there. It was spearheaded by the Reverend Al Sharpton, so there was a lot of politicians.
Oh, no doubt.
They all spoke, all the politicians spoke, all in the background. And then at a certain time when all the politicians had spoken and they said what they had to say, they went to rename the street, change the street sign. So I'm there, and I come there specifically to videotape the changing of the street sign, right? But I never got to them changing of the street sign because the mothers, specifically Margarita Rosario and Malcolm Ferguson's mother was there. They left them in the back in the dark, never gave them a chance to speak at all. And they let the politicians speak. Then they all went in some big procession and whatnot. And I stayed behind to videotape her speaking. So I stayed there all night long to videotape the street sign thing, but I never actually videotaped that, you know. And it was so moving. It was so necessary. I know that, you know, the politicians went to jail, and it was, you know, they sort of made their bones on this thing, got back in touch with the people, you know. But they, that's a very noisy vibrator, brother. But they left Margarita and Malcolm Ferguson's mother out in the dark, in the cold, you know, and so they basically were speaking to the people on a podium where everybody had left. They were all putting up this street sign. So I was there all night long. Never videotaped the street sign thing that I was there to videotape. They ended up I couldn't leave her without putting her.
She's a
on
sweetheart.
it. She's
a
unbelievable.
sweetheart.
She's unbelievable. But let's get back to you. We have a few things, and we're going to talk about some of those things. And I'm going
Okay.
to kind of shut up and let you talk a little bit. We talked about Panther Baby, Long Distance Revolutionary. What is that?
Oh, this is the story on Mumia Abu-Jamal.
Okay. When is
This
this
film
going to air?
was banned in Newark.
Banned in Newark.
They came. They had the theater. They sent out the publicity and everything. The day of the showing, the FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, came to the theater owner and told him not to show.
Who was
this
the
film.
theater owner?
I really
I'll
don't
give
know
you a
who he
hint.
was.
Big
but
boy, play basketball. Used to play basketball.
Oh, come on.
Shaquille O'Neal.
That was his
Shaquille
theater?
O'Neal. That was his
Oh,
theater.
man.
That was his theater.
Well,
That
they
was his
came
theater.
and told him not to show this movie, and they pulled it the day of. And that, you got to see this. This is on Friday, October 4th at 7 p.m. Long Distance Revolutionary, a journey with Mumia Abu-Jamal. This really brings the human aspect of Mumia. You know, it talks about the case a little bit, but it talks more about Mumia, his writings. You know, he was a great writer.
Let me say this. And I'm going to try to be brief. I'm going to try to be succinct. But I think this is important. I do this every single week.
Right, okay.
And we try to bring out information. We try very, very hard to bring out information to the public that is accurate. And I never tell people what to think.
Right,
I just
no,
give them
right.
information.
That's what we all about.
I resent very much the fact that people try to indoctrinate me with propaganda and do not allow me at least the opportunity to see different things for myself so that I can make a judgment. I resent it. I resent it. As a matter of fact, I hold in contempt those people who tried to do that.
Right, right.
And I think it is disgraceful. You know, I expect that from the Fraternal Order of Police because they are programmed and narrow in their thinking. And once they make up their mind is made up forever, and they will never let the facts get in the way of their story.
No, that's right.
But I am very disappointed in Shaquille O'Neal.
I didn't know he owned a theater.
Right. He owns a theater. He played basketball, whether he likes it or not. Basketball is showbiz. Showbiz is freedom of speech. And for better or worse, this is the business we have chosen. And that means that whether or not, irrespective of the fact that we agree with the position or not, I don't agree with the position of everything that comes on TV. I don't agree with the position of every pundit on TV. But it is their right to make their statement, and it is other people's right to either contradict that statement or make a subsequent statement, and then for you to make your own decisions. So I'm very, very disappointed in Shaquille because he is a black man in showbiz, and he professes to be intelligent. So for him to make that move, I think is disgraceful.
Wow, I didn't know it was him. But see, that's what's unique about the festival. We also show the films, but we have a panel discussion after each film with the directors, the participants that were in the film, you know, so you can question and you can get your own answers. That's why it's important for you to come out and check us out.
All right. We talked a little while here, and there's a bunch of trailers that I haven't gotten to yet, and we've already gone 20 minutes. So if you want, you can show a little of the Panther Baby book signing or Sweet Sweetbacks or whatever you can get your fingers on first. Show that, and we'll take a look at one of those trailers. I know I sprung this on you kind of quickly, but hey, that's, you know, TV. And while they're getting it down,
across the country, riots in Harlem, Detroit, Watts. Martin Luther King was murdered, and I decided I wanted to be a black militant, even though I wasn't fully sure what the term meant. The Panthers are like the mafia, they said. Once you get in, there's no getting out.
Power to the people. Power to the people.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
That means black power to black people.
Black power to black people.
It also means white power to white people.
White power.
The young lieutenant behind the front desk was explaining the Panther 10-point program. We want freedom. We want the power to determine the destiny of our black community. Number two, we want full employment for our people. There was nothing in the 10-point program about killing white people or bringing a cop's badge or gun, but I couldn't hear him. I had my own internal conversation going on. By the time he got to point number 7, I worked up my courage to make my bid to be a Panther. Number 7, we want an immediate end to police brutality and the murder of black people.
Choose me, brother. Or me. I could kill a white dude in a minute.
Come here, young brother.
I stood beside the wooden desk. He opened the drawer, reached inside. My heart pounded. He's gonna give me a big-ass gun, I thought. Instead, he handed me a stack of books. Solo on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver, the autobiography of Malcolm X, the Red Book, quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong. I looked at the books, puzzled. Excuse me, brother, I said. I thought you were gonna arm me, young brother. I just did. Panther baby.
It's the people's power.
It's the
I just did.
And he'll be there on the 26th.
That was Jamal Joseph.
And he'll be there with his book at 6 p.m. at 310 West 43rd Street, the Martin Luther King Jr. Labor Center. Most of you know it as the home of 1199. We also got Alondra Nelson.
Now, what's the name of his book?
Panther Baby.
Panther Baby. I just want you to
He calls
get
him Panther Baby because he was 14 years old when he joined the Black Panther Party. And I like to say another thing. Yeah, that's what happened to me. They gave us a whole bunch of books. We had to read and study to know what we was all about. We got Maroon the Impeccable, the collected writings of Russell Maroon Schultz.
Oh.
Russell Schultz been locked down for over 30 years. And they call him Maroon because he escaped 3 times, you know, and this is his collected writings. We Are Our Own Liberators and Exiting the Prison by Jaleel Monteking. Jaleel, he's also a political prisoner. And the theme this year of our film festival, every year we have a theme, is point number 8 of the Black Panther Party platform and program. We want freedom for all black men held in federal, state, county, city, prisons, and jails. Basically, we believe that we have not been represented by a jury of our peer group. We have not been represented by a lawyer that can help us. And this system is built up to demonize and criminalize the revolutionaries of the 60s. We have 23 Panthers that are in jail, has been in jail for over 800 years. Some of their charges, if it wasn't for their political beliefs, they would have been out. They would have been paroled out. We have one brother, Jaleel. He's been denied parole at least 8 times. So it's very important that you come out and check out some of these books so you can see our history and hear our story. Martin Luther King Jr. Labor Center, Thursday, 9/26 of September, 6 p.m., 310 West 43rd Street. And that's the opening reception.
I'm so glad you referred to that. And for the record, a couple of things you left out. One of the things that you left out is a lot of these brothers have not only been denied parole, they've been tortured unmercifully in a lot of these institutions. And arguably, there's close to 3 million black people in prison today who are political prisoners, for lack of a better term, who have literally been hunted, framed, spat upon.
That's right.
And for the most part, a lot of them, the only difference between the political prisoners that you talk about and the political prisoners that are in prison today is that the political prisoners that you refer to, like Russell Maroon Schultz Jalil Muntaqim and
Angola
and,
3.
right, is that they knew their political circumstance and fought to cast off that oppression.
That's right.
And the 3 million or so black people in jail today are in jail specifically so that they do not learn of their political situation and cast off their oppression. They want to keep them in a state of oppression.
That's right.
And that is the difference. They're all political prisoners. The only difference is that a handful know who they are,
that's right.
and they have millions in jail to keep them from becoming like the handful who know who they are.
I'm glad you brought that up because our political prisoners have spent between them over 25 to 36 years in solitary confinement just so they cannot teach the new ones coming in.
Right.
So they can stay dumbed down.
Right. Right.
But they have ways, and they've been trying. I met a brother that told me he was in jail with one of the Panthers that was a political prisoner, and he was older, but he said he was younger than he was about 19 or 20 years old. And he said meeting this brother changed his life, turned him around. And this is the type of situation our Panther brothers can do and are willing to do, but they're being stopped.
Correct. But they don't mind putting the White Queen on cable and talking about the War of the Roses or I Claudius's wife Valeria Messalina. And recreating her. The biggest whore of a wife in the history of whore wives.
Wow.
But
it's your show.
Well, no, this is a matter of historical record,
Right.
and they actually don't mind embellishing upon the facts, and the facts in and of themselves are atrocious. No doubt. When you look at some of the things that they put on, things that are historic things, the way they embellish, to add gore to it, to bring people to the seats and play with the storylines,
Sure.
You can see that they hold truth in contempt. But they also are very specific in what knowledge they allow out to the public.
Definitely.
That's why I am so disappointed in Shaquille for giving in to the Fraternal Order of Police. Not that he should have taken a position on Mumia one way or another. No. But you
was already scheduled to be shown.
You have to allow people to formulate their own opinions. And you have to get data out to them. That's anything else is totalitarian.
That's right.
If they have another trailer, maybe we can. What would you like to see? Because we're talking about political prisoners now. You want to do Herman's House?
That's very important.
Tell us about that.
Matter of fact, Herman Wallace. I just received an email about a week ago.
Yeah.
He has liver cancer.
Oh, God.
The doctor gave him 2 months to live. And we're trying to get people to call the prison, go online to Jericho, NewYorkJericho.com, and sign a petition for him to get a medical release. And the doctor told him that as long as he stays in prison, that he's not going to really get the help he needs, and that he should be in a hospice. And this is a brother that's been in solitary for over 32 years.
Wow.
Him, Herman Wallace, Albert Woodfox, and Robert King Wilkerson. These three brothers started the Angola chapter of the Black Panther Party, the first prison chapter in a prison that was officially recognized as a chapter of the Black Panther Party. And this is why these brothers were locked down.
Yeah, we don't even really get into the political movement that took place within the prison system.
No, yeah.
That's why so many of excuse me, are in solitary confinement because the political movement within the prison system itself during that time rocked the world. As a matter of fact, that's what Attica was truly about.
That's right. That's right.
This political awareness of their oppression and their circumstance that was changing the minds, the hearts, and the activities of black people all across and affecting people all across, not just black people, but proletariat, poor people, people within struggle, starving people all over the planet. This was a movement that rocked the world.
That's right.
You know, and they are making absolutely sure that we don't have a continuance of this.
Because they were organizing, they were making coalition with these white gangs, the Mexican gangs,
The
and
Irish, right,
and then they was going to the prison of the ward and say, "Yo, man, we want better conditions."
right.
Hold up, who started this? Herman and them.
Right. If you guys have Herman ready, you can run it when you want to. It's called Herman's House, official film trailer.
I can only make about 4 steps forward before I touch the door. I'm in a cell for 23 hours a day. I'm used to it, and that's one of the bad things about it.
I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not rich, and I'm not powerful, but I'm an artist, and I knew that the only way I could get him out of prison was to get him to dream.
What kind of house do a man in solitary dream about? I don't dream about no house.
He's like, oh, the kitchen looks really great. I wanted it yellow, which is like totally 70s. He's been in solitary since 1972.
In the front of the house, I have 3 squares of gardens. I would like for guests to be able to smile and walk through flowers all year long.
Jackie, is this the one for the 30 years?
Yeah, Mr. Hughes, this is the one he's in now.
Yeah, that's going to be shown. Now, when is that going to be shown?
That's going to be on the last night at 7 p.m. on Saturday, October 5th. We're also going to show Hard Times. It's a film about Robert Kane Wilkerson, who was part of the Angola 3. And then we're going to have our closing reception and party. That's Saturday, October 5th at 7 p.m. Herman's House. He was asked what kind of house would he like to have. And his whole idea, it's so amazing about these brothers behind the wall. He not only imagined what the house was, he asked Jackie to build the house and make it a community center for teaching kids about what's right and what's wrong. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And he's been locked down for 32 years in solitary. And he's always thinking about how to help our youth, educate our youth, and bring them up to speed.
To be in solitary for decades and keep your sanity and keep your focus is an extraordinary kind of strength that most people cannot even conceive.
No.
You know, that dedication, that focus, it's not something that's insincere. You know, you see most people, as soon as they get a chance to, like, as soon as they offer them some money, they're like out of here playing for other teams, you know.
Sure.
You know, but to lock people up in solitary for 30, 40 years and never break their spirit, you know, that's why I keep saying slavery is a state of mind. It's not, it's not the chains that make you a slave.
Yes.
You know, they can chain you, they can lock you in a box, they can, anybody can be subdued, they can do anything to your body, but somewhere, you have to relinquish your spirit, relinquish your will. And that is what makes you a slave. That's right. You know, that's why they keep calling us slaves, because they want us to think of ourselves as slaves. Right.
That's right. That's why this film festival is so important. You have to come out September 27th, 28th, October 3rd through the 5th at Maisel Cinema. We're talking about giving you education to let you know the cause and effects. Like, we have a film that is called The FBI's War on Black America. And this was back in the 60s. Matter of fact, it started before then.
Oh, yeah.
They had a war on Marcus Garvey.
Are you kidding?
They set up Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey's driver reported directly to J. Edgar Hoover.
Right.
And this is how they started this COINTELPRO program.
Try Dred Scott. Try,
all the way back. All the way back. But in this picture, FBI's War on Black America, you could see the extent that the system went to stop the rise of what they call a black messiah.
Correct.
They're so scared that black people will come together under one man's leadership.
Correct.
And upset the apple cart.
Correct.
So this is, you have to see this film Saturday, September 28th. The FBI's War on Black America. They even targeted King, Dr. King, the disciple of peace. The disciple of turn your other cheek.
Oh yeah. I want to get a little of Long Distance Revolutionary in there if you guys can find that. Just because I want to make sure that Newark, New Jersey, and FOP and those guys see my finger. So whenever
I speak from Pennsylvania's death row.
A bright, shiny, highly mechanized hell.
Mumia Abu-Jamal is one of the lost souls of the revolution.
Mumia, how are you dealing with all of this darkness and despair and despondency and so forth? He said, let me write about it. I'll tell the truth about it. It's a living hell. It's a nightmare.
Powerful governments like to control. They love to control.
And they're trying to figure out how to shut him down entirely.
They have moved heaven and earth to stop his voice being heard in the United States.
When you talk about groups that are maligned and slurred as terrorists in the major media, they're really small fry. They're retail terrorists. Wholesale terrorists are the United States government.
The whole problem is a system that recognizes this while not appearing to. Well, they did.
Mumia dies, fires in the skies, rebel cries, politicized, brothers with the lies uncovered. Look for me in the whirlwind, dare to struggle, dare to win. Long live the Panthers, comrades with answers.
Abu Jamal, found guilty of murder, could get death for killing officers.
Abu Jamal, sentenced to chair in cop killing.
Slain officer's wife praises the jurors.
Guilty as you all, free Mumia Abu Jamal.
There were reports being written on him since he was 14 years old.
I think it impelled me towards radicalism generally, with, of course, the help of the Philadelphia Police Department.
Mumia is imitating the first cry of the first slave brought to this country who said no. This is what he's able to do to make what's on CNN the lie that it is and tell it to you with the charisma of a Malcolm X.
And that's dangerous. That's beautiful.
What makes Mumia so threatening to many people in the United States is that he is still a revolutionary. And because he has been in jail for so long, the system has not had the opportunity to calm him down.
On the move from death row, this is Mumia Abu Jamal.
Yeah, that's on Friday, October 4th at 7 p.m. And we're going to have the filmmaker, the director there, and he's going to be speaking about what motivated him to do this film. And then we can ask him why and how did they stop the film in Newark. It played in Philly, it played in L.A., it was held over in San Francisco.
It's America. It should be playing anywhere. It should be playing at your mama's church. But we're going to open up, if you have the phone number, open up the lines. Maybe we have a caller that might want to ask BJ a question about that.
Sure. And another thing, see, you got to understand, when Sweetback came out, it was only played in 2 theaters at first.
Right.
At first.
Right.
And what happened was Huey P. Newton ordered the members of the Black Panther Party all across the country to go see this picture, tell your families and friends. And the overwhelming black audience was the ones that made them open it up to other theaters. It was only open in 2 theaters at first.
Yeah, and we are actually...
That's the power of the people.
Right. But people have abrogated their authority. We just had a mayoral election in New York, and just about everybody who was down with Christine Quinn, down with Mayor Bloomberg, got thrown in the garbage.
Yeah,
the only city council people who got reelected because they ran as city council incumbents in their own districts. But Robert Jackson, Columbia necktie. Christine Quinn, Columbia necktie. As a matter of fact,
D.A. Charlie Hines.
That's right. What's the big guy from Queens? Columbia necktie. They all got the Columbia necktie by the voters. As a matter of fact, De Blasio channeled, he put out his Afro son and changed his message over to a John Lew message, and he won over 40%. Bill Thompson thought he was going to get it because he was the black guy in the race, and he just assumed that black people were going to vote for him. He got the Columbia necktie.
Yeah. I think what pushed de Blasio over was when he got arrested for the closing down of Interfaith Hospital. He went out there and fought, got arrested.
Right.
Went out the first one to say, I'm going to stop and frisk. Ain't no amend it or do this and do that. You know, Thompson said he was going to amend it.
Thompson was full of crap.
He was going to amend it.
Full of crap.
De Blasio said it's gone.
How do you amend stop and frisk? How do you amend lynching?
You're black.
How do you amend lynching? Well, we won't lynch him on Sunday. You know,
wow.
I don't even understand what that means.
Exactly.
I don't even understand what that means. And nobody even asked them, what does that mean? How, you know, I mean... I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. You were and some of the incendiary, vile things that Bloomberg said. Well, I mean, he is losing his mind. You know.
I'm glad he's gone. Get out of here.
and Ray Kelly, he has channeled his Les Miserables, Inspector Javier crap. You know, and he's a done deal, you know. But they got rid of all of them. Everybody who stood behind Christine Quinn, if anybody should be like smiling a little bit, it should be Charles Barron.
Charles Barron, exactly.
Especially since they put Inez in the city council, you know, and just savaged all of Mayor Bloomberg's cronies and Christine Quinn's cronies. And I really believe that, although I'm not going to mention them by name, but there's a few cronies that were re-elected in the city council. Who, if they were not running as incumbents in their own districts that they have so gerrymandered and controlled for so long, if they were running for like borough president or controller or anything like that, they'd have got the necktie.
Oh, it looks like you got one call.
Oh, okay. All right. See, you pay attention. I go off on a tangent, you know. But, yeah, just put the caller through, and we'll take the call. I'm sorry, caller. You know me.
Nat, this is Winston, man.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
And I'm just saying, man, Beverly and I are sitting here watching you, man, and thank you for the information. I mean, this is really beautiful, my brother.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah, you're putting out, stuff I never knew. I mean, it really is. And you might mention that the ex-executive director of M&M is running that theater that you're talking about.
He's not.
Tony Little, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's not running Measles now. He's moved on to I think BCAT or something. I think he's in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, he used to be at
I'm not sure. But Measles is so valuable, and I'm talking to Winston Gilchrist. Winston Gilchrist is one of the pioneers of this thing.
Right.
You know?
Hey, brother,
I was
how
one
you
of his
doing?
first directors and whatnot on the Gilchrist experience.
Okay.
And he has been bringing speaking truth to power in spite of power's reluctance to hear it. for well over a decade.
No doubt, no doubt.
So it's good to be like taking his call instead of him taking mine sometimes. But
well, Nat, you remember the time that we used to run up and down the ladders there when they first opened the place,
remember.
right?
I remember. One day we all gonna get together
go
and tell
live
them.
and pushing the cameras around, and that was the fun days.
Yeah,
Early beginnings. Right.
Yeah, they have no idea what we used to do to get this done. You know,
I see that you're still doing it like the show supposedly done. And my compliments, my brother.
Oh, thank you, brother.
You know?
Thank you.
Right.
I really appreciate that coming from you. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to be there, and this is September. When is this? These shows going to be shown?
Okay, let me give you the rundown right quick.
Thank you again, man.
Friday, September 27th at 7 p.m. Sweetbacks, badass song, Melvin Van Peebles. And it's 75% right now that Melvin is going to show. 75%. Justifiable Homicide, the story of Hilton Vega and Anthony Rosario. His mother, Margarita Rosario, will be there. The FBI's War on Black America, Saturday, September 28th at 7 p.m. And this panel is going to consist of original members of the Black Panther Party. So come on with your questions. We want to hear it. Thursday, October 3rd, interview with Assata Shakur, and then Mama C, urban warrior in the African bush. It's a story about her and her husband. Pete O'Neill was in exile from Kansas City. They charged him with killing a police officer. He went to Algeria and wound up in Tanzania. This is a very good story. Friday, October 4th, 7 p.m., Long Distance Revolutionary, a journey with Mumia Abu Jamal. This film was banned in Newark. Saturday, October 5th, In My Own Words. Oh, this is a story of a brother recently released from prison that spent over 20 years in the control unit. You got to hear Ojuri. 7 p.m. that same day, Saturday, October 5th. Hard Time, a new documentary on Robert King Wilkerson, one of the freed members of the Angola Three. And Herman's House, the story of what Herman would like the house to look like if he was out.
Excellent. I think we have another call, so let's take the call. If the call is still there, we might have lost the call. If we lost the call, we'll just keep talking. If the call is there, put the call through. We're kind of running out of time, and if we have a chance, we'll get a call.
Well, and then that you come out that Saturday night. We're going to have our closing reception and party. But what's important about these films is that we have a panel after each film, and this way you can ask your questions. We want to give education. One of the points of the Black Panther Party program was.
Let's take the call. Yes,
Sure.
caller, you there?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hello.
My name is Brother Asar.
Hello,
How you doing, brother?
I'm glad that y'all are presenting a program of this sort. What I'm about to say may not be linked to the issue in hand, but then again, it is linked because we all have pieces of this puzzle of white oppression and imperialism.
Yeah.
First of all, I would like to say when Obama is talking about the situation in Syria about gas, look at the gas that was in Vietnam. Look at the gas that was dropped in Philadelphia, Ramona, Africa.
Yeah, yes.
The gas that was dropped in Attica prison. He's a hypocrite. And what I'd like to just conclude, because everything is timing in this country, I would recommend highly to any person that's listening to my voice to read a particular book which describe the European habits, their behavior, and thoughts. It's called Urugu. Y-U-R-U-G-U. It's written by Marimba Ani. Her slave name is Donna Richards. She spent 20 years of her life studying the European. So I recommend that book very highly. So this is basically what I have to say.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. And you helped me out on a few levels because I promised one of my viewers that we would mention some books that they could refer to, and
Sure,
I've been
huh?
very lax at that, so I'm glad you threw that in. And you're right on just about everything you said. I can't think of anything that you were wrong on. In point of fact, and I'm going to say this real quick and get back to the film festival.
Sure.
But every war, every theater that we've engaged in that has been engaged by human beings subsequent to wooden swords has been chemical warfare.
No,
Agent Orange was chemical warfare. Atomic bombs was chemical warfare.
And Agent Orange was used indiscriminately.
Correct.
Because a lot of our Vietnam veterans are
That is
suffering
correct.
from
That is correct. That is
from the
correct.
effects
It's all
of Agent
chemical
Orange.
warfare.
They didn't care.
Correct.
And now they have the nerve.
Correct.
They got nerve.
Correct. When Giuliani was spraying bugs on everybody in New York City, spraying bug spray on New York.
West Nile.
Yeah, that was chemical warfare.
Police mentioned Herman Bell.
Yes. Oh yeah. I love that brother.
Herman Bell, yes, he's one of the New York political prisoners. Now, you should come down.
There's a lot of brothers. I mean, this goes all the way back to in the Carter administration. I don't know if you remember the UN ambassador, Andrew Young.
No, of course.
Thousands of political prisoners in prison. They took him right out of that position. It was like he became a persona non grata. Basically, they threw him out. And he is a very sensitive subject. But they do have political prisoners in America, and there's thousands.
Oh God,
of them,
yes.
And there's thousands of them. And this is something that has to be brought out more often. Brothers are in these prisons, in these cells, in the federal and the state, and they just look at the brother that's in Otisville, New York, that was on the situation in the Turnpike in New Jersey, with Ashata Shakur.
Sundiata Acoli.
Oh, right, Sundiata, right. We had DeQuee on. Right.
That's right.
Right. We had his wife on.
30 years.
That's right.
Right.
And the brother is very strong, very energetic, and
I know.
Such a long list of brothers that have fought against these people.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to come off.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Please read that book, Urugu, by Marimba Ani.
Marimba Ani. Well, you got it.
Donna Richards.
Oh, thank you so much, brother.
To expound upon the brother's point, there are 22 former members of the Black Panther Party that are political prisoners have spent over 800 years in prison.
Jesus Christ.
There's another call.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and we have another call. We're going to take this call, And the public school system is basically under martial law.
Oh.
But if you have the call, just put the call through. We're kind of running out of time. And
Hello?
Hi,
Hello.
how you doing, caller? Good afternoon.
Hi, Nat. This is B. Montgomery. How are you?
Hello, B. Montgomery. How are you?
Listen, this is my day that I'm relaxing, and I turned and I said, there go my buddy. I've learned so much in the past half an hour that I've been watching this show.
Wow.
Today you have so much information to share, and along with your guests and all of the callers. I am so very, very proud of you for doing this show for so many years.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. That's B. Montgomery. That's the diva, the legendary diva. So, I mean, the people who are calling in to compliment me are people who I have looked up to for like years and years and years and tried to emulate. So, any word from B. Montgomery,
pat on the back,
it's like it's like Malcolm patting you on the head, saying, "Good job."
Good job.
Nat, don't you be so modest, because a lot of things that we learned from being in production came from you, Nat.
Oh, I love you. Thank you. Thank you
And
so much.
I'm just so glad to see that we are all still around doing our thing, and you have so much information, things I didn't even know about. I learned just in the past half an hour watching this. So when I'm just in on my days off, I'm going to definitely have to tune in, and you got to have me come on the show sometime.
Oh, we're going to have you come on the show.
right.
I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be a dynamite show. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Absolutely.
She has
Listen,
so much
I just
history.
wanted to say that to you, that I love you very much, and keep rising to the top.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You keep rising to the top. I'm going to try to catch up with you up there one day. But,
One day.
Okay, baby, you take care.
All right, thank you. All right. Let's see if we have another call. We only got like, we don't even have enough time for another call, really. The Black Panther Film
Fifth
Festival.
annual. This is our
Fifth annual.
fifth year.
You can run. We got like less than a minute, so you can run Black Panther Party by Keith Carson and run some credits over that and keep his mic open so he can tell you the dates of the film festival at Maisels.
No doubt, no doubt. September 27th, September 28th, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And on Saturdays, we have two shows. One at 4 and one at 7 p.m. I was just telling my buddy, man, we've been doing this for 5 years.
30 seconds.
Time flies when you're having fun and you're educating the masses.
Yeah. I am so proud of being here. We have accomplished so much. We have done it in spite of incredible odds. I want to thank Roberto and Veronica. Veronica has the People's Film Festival. The Black Panther Film Festival is a tour de force. The People's Film Festival is a tour de force. We have done some extraordinary things under tremendous circumstance, and I am surrounded by talented people. I got 5 seconds to say peace. We're out of here, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks again, once again.
And the first last, not only for black people, but for all people.
In America, black people